Now with the spine, a couple of the things that I want to focus on is understanding what the spine needs to be able to do. Now, as we swing the steel mace, our spine is going into lateral flexion, we're going into some rotation, we're doing a lot of different things. So thoracic rotation is going to be important, but being able to coordinate that is also going to be important. The spine, for those who don't know, prioritizes flexion and extension before rotation. So we'll typically focus on improving flexion and extension of the spine in order to contribute more to better rotational aspects of the spine. But the first thing I'm going to show you is not the flexion and extension. We've all done cat-cow and things of that nature, which focuses on flexion and extension. The first thing we're going to focus on is the standing thoracolumbar CARs. CAR stands for controlled articular rotations. We'll just take you through a thoracolumbar CAR and you'll see how that relates to the steel mace swing and the movements we do throughout that swing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring your hands across the chest and I'm going to bring the chin to the chest. From here, I'm going to begin to flex my spine. So I'm imagining these my shoulders here, there's lasers on my shoulders. I want to take those lasers and I want to point them down towards the ground. So my abs are working to get all of that flexion of the spine. Once I run out of as much flexion as I can get, I'm going to begin to rotate either left or right, doesn't matter, just follow along. So I'm going to go to the left. So I'm rotating through the spine. Once I run out of rotation here, I'm going to laterally flex. And then once I run out of flexion here, being careful not to shift the hips out of there, I'm going to begin to extend into spinal extension. And as I go into that extension, I'm going to begin to rotate over to the opposite side. So taking those lasers now that we're pointing downward, they're now pointing up towards the sky. And I'm going over to the opposite side. Once I reach the opposite side, I'm in lateral flexion. I'm going to tilt up. And then I'm going to rotate back through. And then I'm just going to reverse that. Go back the other direction. Laterally flex. Extend. As I extend through the spine, I'm peeling the chest upward. Lasers are towards the sky. I'm going to rotate over to the opposite side. Into lateral flexion. Once I'm in lateral flexion, I'm going to flex up. I'm still in spinal flexion, but I'm just not in lateral flexion anymore. And then I'm going to rotate back to center. Okay, so that's your thoracolumbar CAR. Very easy, accessible thing to do. You can do it seated, you can do it standing. There's a lot of different ways in which you can bring thoracolumbar CARs in. You can do a few reps. Think of it as a way of like warming up for the movement. Preparation, movement prep. Okay, the better we are at getting through that motion, the better rotation we have, the better control of that we have, the more access we have as we're swinging that mace. A lot of people ask me oftentimes, why does your Steel Mace 360 look so fluid? And I attribute it mainly to being able to control that movement and understand what my spine and my abdomen need to be doing at the same time as I'm swinging the tool.